If you're running your own SaaS ads, you're probably optimizing towards the wrong number. And I want to be clear upfront, it's not something you're bad at. You're optimizing towards the number that the platform decided to show you. There's a different number that actually decides whether paid ads work for an early stage SaaS or not. And that number is not shown by the platform by default. So, in the next few minutes, I want to show you which number you're probably anchored to, what it is hiding, and whether your account is actually pointing to the thing that matters. When you're running your own ads, you're wearing all hats at once. You're the strategist, you write the ad copy, and you're the one in the account moving the bids at the end of the day. And you have exactly one account to look at, your own. You do not have another account next to it that can tell you what normal looks like for a company at your stage. So you do the rational thing. You open the dashboard, find the number that is moving, and you try to make it better. That's the only feedback loop you've got. The problem is not the loop. The problem is the number that sits at the center of it. Open any ads manager and look at what's biggest on the screen. Cost per click, cost per lead, click through rate, raw lead volume. These are the headline metrics, and these numbers are headline metrics for a reason. These are the numbers that the platform can move for you. So it will naturally optimize towards these numbers if you let it to. So you start there. You get the cost per click down, click through rates up, and your cost per lead drops week over week. That genuinely feels like a true win because the chart moves in the right way and it feels like progress because it is the only standard that you're aware of. Here's the problem. Every one of these numbers either stops at a click or at a form fill. The cost per lead just tells you what it costs you to get someone to submit their email. It tells you nothing about whether the person was ever going to buy your product. And when the only numbers you can see end at a form, you can only optimize towards a cheaper form fill. Two numbers actually decide whether paid works for an early stage SaaS company, and the platform shows neither one by default. The first one is what happens after the lead. Of all the people submitting the forms, how many of them become a qualified demo? Not a newsletter sign up, not a download, but a real conversation with someone who is willing to buy. That's the moment paid starts to matter, and it lives in your CRM, not in the ads manager. And they don't talk with each other unless you make them to. The second is what a customer actually costs you end to end, not cost per lead, but the actual cost of acquiring a paid customer, including every lead that went nowhere during the way. That number is your CAC, and that is the number your board is going to ask about because this number is going to tell them whether your paid ads are a growth engine or a money pit. Now, here's the dynamic that makes it actively dangerous, not just incomplete. When you optimize for cheaper leads, the platform is very good at giving you exactly that cheaper leads. But cheaper leads and better leads are not the same thing, and usually they are moving in opposite directions. The audience that fills out the form most cheaply is frequently the audience least likely to buy. Tire kickers are cheap. Actual buyers are expensive because everyone else wants them to. So you drive cost per lead down. The chart looks better every week, and underneath it, the quality of who's coming in slides quietly. You're not just measuring the wrong thing, you're optimizing towards the wrong thing, and the platform is helping you do it efficiently. You can win on the number that's on the screen, but lose on the number that matters. And from within the account, it looks like everything is working. This is the most common pattern I see in founder run accounts. Not broken ads, but ads that are beautifully optimized towards a target that was never going to grow the company. I keep coming back to this because it matters. None of what I just described means that you're bad at ads. The platform is built to surface the metrics it can control. It puts cost per click and cost per lead front and center because these are the levers it can pull. So, optimizing towards them is the rational default for anyone whose only dashboard is the ad account. You did the sensible thing because it was the only information given to you. The shift isn't learning how to run ads better. It is connecting your ad data back to what happens after the click so that you optimize towards the pipeline, not cheaper form fills. And that connection is tracking the platform doesn't hand you. You'll have to build it yourself. In practice, this comprises of a few specific moves. Number one, you define what a qualified lead actually is so that you are not optimizing only towards the volume. Second, you connect your ad platform to your CRM so that your CRM data flows back into your ad campaigns. And then you can finally see which of your ad spend is bringing in actual buyers versus which ones are bringing only email addresses. And you start reporting on cost per qualified demo and CAC, not cost per leads. So the number you're watching is actually the number that decides whether paid is working or not. Most founder run accounts I've looked at have never been pointed there, not because the founder got it wrong, but because the platform never pointed them there. One honest caveat, because I'm not here to tell every founder not to ever work on their ad accounts. If your budget is low, you're very early, and you're deliberately learning the channel, then working on your ads account is a reasonable call. At this stage, the cost of being slightly inefficient is low and the learning is worth it. But it flips the moment real budget is going in and you still can't answer whether it's producing pipeline or not. At that point, optimizing a number that stops at form fills isn't learning anymore. It's spending against a target that can grow a company. And founder's time is the most expensive time you've got. So before you touch another bit, the question isn't how do I bring the cost per lead down? It is whether your account is aimed at generating pipeline or just cheaper form fills. If you're not sure what yours is built around, that's exactly a free ads autopsy answers. We take apart what's live in your account and show you what exactly it is optimizing towards and whether it is buying leads that can become customers or not. No pitch, just a read you can get from inside your own account. The link to request a free ads autopsy is in the description below.